tempted of evil, neither tempted he any man. Let me ask you a question. Who killed David's son from Bathsheba? You know, when David slept with Bathsheba, they had a son. It is even that pregnancy that made David kill Uriah. I'm sure if Bathsheba didn't get pregnant, David would have allowed Uriah to live. Because David's fear was that when he discovers this woman is pregnant, and she would tell him it was at that time when he was in the battlefield, they will find out who pregnanted you. So to avoid making scandal, he wiped away the husband. Then he kept the woman and the child to himself. But when the child was born, somebody killed the child. Who killed him? Nathan the prophet. Nathan. When Nathan came, Nathan ministered to David the ministration of death. Because the Old Testament is a ministry of death. The New Testament is a ministry of life. Somebody asked me, who killed Ananias and Saphira? Peter. Peter killed Ananias and Saphira. He brought on Ananias and Saphira the ministry of death. Remember, the Acts of the Apostles was a young church growing. And that is why even in chapter 15, they were still insisting for circumcision, because they themselves were discovering things as they were growing. That's why they were still baptizing until Acts chapter 8. Why? Because it was a growing church. So Peter administered to Ananias and Saphira the law of sin and death. It's like today when a pastor walks into a church and looks at the members and says, any of you that has gossiped me, may your business collapse. What that pastor is doing is he's ministering to you death. And when he speaks, since Satan is the one that goes about looking for opportunity to kill, when a pastor gives a license to an unclean spirit within the sphere of his authority, and you're under his authority, you have submitted yourselves under his ministry. So when he now says those words, that spirit looking for opportunity to destroy will use the words of that pastor to execute that project. That's why you will see somebody will die in the church. The pastor says, haven't I told you people, don't try me. If you try me in this church, you will die. It's the ministration of death, written and engraving on stones. It's not because the man is powerful. It's just because the man has cooperated with Satan to give Satan a leeway into his sheep. The job of a shepherd is to carry the rod and the staff and stop the devil from coming in. Not to invite the devil with the rod and the staff to come in and have a field time. So Ananias and Saphira were killed by Peter. Just like Nathan killed David's son by the administration of death. Have you not read that before in 1 Corinthians? The ministry of death written and engraving on stone. He said it was glorious. Didn't he say so? Didn't say it was glorious. What kind of glory was in that ministry? When the man spoke and it happened, there is some glory in it. He said, but the glory of the New Testament excelled. The glory of life is greater than the glory of death. I speak over you. You are succeeding.